Old age. Don't be foolish by ignoring these 5 things for a longer, healthier life. As we age, our priorities shift. By the time we reach 65 or older, we often find ourselves reflecting on the choices we've made, the lives we've touched, and the moments we've cherished. It's a time to simplify, focus on what truly matters, and embrace the joy of each day. However, to genuinely live longer, healthier, and happier lives, we must also learn to let go of certain thoughts and behaviors that weigh us down. Here are 5 things to avoid dwelling on in your golden years if you want to live a more fulfilling life. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Don't obsess over money. Money has driven most of our lives. From the moment we began working, it was a necessity for paying bills, raising children, buying homes, and preparing for the future. But as we step into our later years, our relationship with money must shift. It's no longer about accumulation or striving for more. Instead, it should be about balance and peace. At 65 or older, financial security should feel like a gentle river flowing steadily to sustain you, not a raging torrent demanding constant control and worry. The truth is, no amount of wealth can buy time or reverse the aging process. Yet many of us find ourselves trapped in a mindset that ties our worth to our bank accounts, even after retirement. This attachment to financial status creates unnecessary stress, robbing us of the joy and tranquility that should define this stage of life. What does it mean to stop obsessing over money? It means understanding its role as a tool, not a measure of happiness. Reflect on your needs versus your wants. Do you really need the latest gadget, a new car, or a larger house? Would those resources be better spent on creating memories, visiting loved ones, exploring places you've always wanted to see, or simply enjoying a quiet dinner with your spouse at your favorite restaurant? Consider this: a retired teacher who saved diligently her entire life spent her days clipping coupons, skipping vacations, and denying herself small indulgences, all with the hope of retiring comfortably. Yet when she finally reached her golden years, she found herself paralyzed by the fear of running out of money. She continued to deny herself simple pleasures, hoarding her savings while missing the beauty of sunsets, the laughter of grandchildren, and the freedom to truly live. This cautionary tale is not about being reckless with your finances. It's about realizing that the money you have now is meant to enrich your life, not enslave you. The purpose of saving all those years was to ensure you could live comfortably and happily. Now is the time to use it wisely, not to let it collect dust in a bank account while you sit at home wondering what could have been. For those who feel regret about not having saved enough, it's important to release the guilt. You are not alone. Many people, despite their best intentions, find themselves navigating retirement with less than they had hoped. The key here is creativity and resourcefulness, not despair. A fulfilling life doesn't require extravagant wealth. It requires meaningful experiences, connections with others, and a mindset of gratitude. Consider the true value of money. It can buy comfort but not peace. It can buy possessions but not time. And it certainly cannot replace the warmth of a loving family, the satisfaction of a well-lived life, or the deep contentment of watching a grandchild play in the yard. When you obsess over money, whether you have plenty or barely enough, you risk missing these priceless moments. Letting go of money-related stress is also crucial for your health. Studies have shown that financial anxiety can lead to increased blood pressure, heart problems, and even depression. Instead of allowing financial fears to dominate your thoughts, channel your energy into creating a lifestyle that nurtures both your body and spirit. Take a walk in the park, learn a new skill, or volunteer in your community. These activities can bring far greater returns on investment than staring at your retirement account statements every day. It's natural to feel apprehensive about the unknowns of the future. Will my savings last? What if there's an emergency? These are valid concerns, but instead of letting them spiral into overwhelming worry, approach them with a practical mindset. Create a reasonable budget, prioritize needs over luxuries, and trust that you've done your best to prepare. Beyond that, allow yourself to embrace the present. Life is fleeting, and these years are meant for savoring, not hoarding. Remember, the greatest wealth you possess isn't in your bank account, it's in your relationships, your health, and your ability to find joy in the ordinary. A morning cup of coffee shared with a friend, a long hug from a grandchild, or even the peaceful silence of a quiet afternoon. These moments are worth more than gold. So let go of the obsession with money, the pressure to always have more, the fear of spending, and the guilt of what you don't have. Instead, focus on using what you have to create a life that feels abundant in the ways that truly matter. In the end, it's not about how much money you leave behind, it's about how much love, laughter, and light you bring into your life and the lives of those around you. 2. Don't dwell on the past. The past is a vast and complicated place. It holds our greatest joys, memories of young love, the birth of a child, or career milestones, alongside our deepest sorrows, such as missed opportunities and fractured relationships. As we grow older, the past can become a tempting place to revisit. However, while reflection has its place, dwelling on the past can act as a heavy chain, holding us back from the peace and freedom we deserve in our later years. Regret is one of life's most persistent thieves. It creeps in during quiet moments, whispering, If only I had pursued that dream. If only I had saved more. If only I had been a better parent, a more attentive partner, or a braver soul. These thoughts feel natural, even inevitable, but they serve no purpose beyond robbing us of the present. The past is unchangeable, a locked door we can no longer open. What lies beyond it is beyond our reach. To dwell on the past is to deny ourselves the gift of today. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden full of blooming flowers and the gentle hum of bees, but never lifting your head to see it because your gaze is fixed firmly behind you. That's what living in the past does. It blinds us to the beauty of the present moment. Every day spent lamenting what could have been is a day we miss out on the joy of what is. Of course, the past is not without its lessons. It shapes who we are, gives us wisdom, and teaches us resilience. But wisdom and regret are two very different things. Wisdom looks back with understanding and gratitude, seeing even hardships as stepping stones to growth, while regret clings to pain, reliving it endlessly and preventing us from moving forward. The challenge lies in choosing wisdom over regret, learning to hold the past lightly rather than letting it hold us. Think of the missed opportunities you've agonized over. Perhaps there was a piece of land you could have bought decades ago that is now worth millions. Or maybe you retired early only to see your former colleagues rise higher in their careers. These familiar regrets are built on an illusion, the belief that life could have been perfect, had we made different choices. The truth is, every path comes with its own set of challenges, its own what-ifs. The perfect life we imagine in hindsight likely would have had its own struggles, ones we can't see from where we stand now. Then there are personal regrets, relationships we let slip away, harsh words we wish we hadn't spoken, and moments we weren't present for. These are the regrets that sting the most, the ones that keep us awake at night. But here's the truth, no one lives without mistakes. We are all human, all imperfect, all learning as we go. Instead of punishing ourselves for what we didn't know or couldn't do at the time, we must find compassion for ourselves and for others. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting it, it means forgiving it. It means saying to yourself, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. It means allowing yourself to feel the sadness of what was lost, but not letting it define your life moving forward. The past may have shaped you, but it does not own you. You are still the author of your story, and every day is a blank page waiting to be written. If you find yourself drawn to the past, try to visit it like a favorite old photograph, glance at it, smile, and then set it down. Don't linger too long. Acknowledge the good, the bad, and the in-between, but always return to the present, where life is still happening. It's in the laughter of a grandchild, the warmth of the sun on your face, or the quiet comfort of a book that you'll find the peace you seek, not in the shadows of yesterday. We are not meant to live in the past. We are meant to grow from it. Each day we wake up is a gift, an opportunity to create new memories, mend old wounds, or simply enjoy the blessings we already have. The past is a chapter in your story, but it is not the final chapter. The present and the future still hold so much potential for love, joy, and fulfillment. So, release the grip of regret. Free yourself from the what ifs and the if onlys. Trust that the life you've lived was the one you were meant to live, with all its twists and turns, and know that the life you still have can be just as meaningful and beautiful if you allow yourself to fully embrace it. The past may call to you, but you don't have to answer. Instead, choose the present. It's where your life is now, and where the greatest treasures of your golden years are waiting to be discovered. 3. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is a habit that creeps into our lives so subtly we often don't notice its weight. When we're young, it's about who is faster, smarter, or more successful. As we age, it can become even more insidious. Who is healthier? Whose children turned out better? Who seems to be aging gracefully? This tendency to measure our lives against others doesn't diminish with age unless we consciously work to let it go, and letting it go is vital if we are to truly find peace, joy, and fulfillment in the years we have left. Life is not a race, and there is no universal finish line. By the time we reach 65, 70, or beyond, our journeys have diverged in ways that make comparisons not only pointless but often harmful. Each of us carries a unique story shaped by our choices, the paths we've walked, and the challenges we've faced. Comparing yourself to someone else is like comparing a sunrise to a painting, both beautiful yet incomparable. Yet, how often do we find ourselves looking over the metaphorical fence, wondering if the grass on the other side is truly greener? Consider health, one of the most common sources of comparison among seniors. Perhaps you look at a friend who walks briskly every morning while you need a cane to steady yourself. Maybe you see someone your age running marathons while you struggle with arthritis. These comparisons, though tempting, are unfair to yourself. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It has borne children, worked long hours, embraced loved ones, and carried the weight of joy and stress and everything in between. To diminish its value by comparing it to another's is to overlook the incredible journey it has taken you on. The same is true of financial comparisons in retirement. It's easy to notice who has the bigger house, the nicer car, or the ability to travel extensively. But material wealth is only one measure of success, and often not the most meaningful one. The size of your bank account says little about the size of your heart, the depth of your relationships, or the richness of your experiences. A simple life filled with love and laughter is far more fulfilling than an opulent one lived in isolation or dissatisfaction. Even family can become a source of unspoken competition. You might catch yourself comparing your children or grandchildren to others. Are they as accomplished? Do they visit as often? Are they raising their kids the right way? Such comparisons can subtly sour your relationships, replacing gratitude with resentment. Instead of focusing on what others have, focus on the joy your family brings to your life, however imperfectly. A phone call from a child, a hug from a grandchild, or even a memory of a shared moment can be treasures far greater than the imagined successes of someone else's family. At its core, comparison is rooted in insecurity and fear. It suggests that we are not enough as we are, that our lives lack something essential. But the truth is, each life is as unique as a fingerprint, and every person's story is complete in its own way. Your achievements, struggles, loves, and losses have created a life that no one else can replicate. By comparing yourself to others, you risk overlooking the incredible value of your own journey. Letting go of comparison requires intention. It means shifting your focus from what others have to what you've been blessed with. It's about practicing gratitude for your life as it is, not as it might have been or as someone else's appears to be. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to comparison. It reminds us that even the simplest joys, like a cup of coffee in the morning sun or the sound of birds outside the window, are treasures in their own right. It's also important to recognize that comparison rarely reflects reality. The parts of others' lives we see are often highlights, not the whole picture. The friend with the beautiful home may be struggling with loneliness. The neighbor who seems so active may be dealing with chronic pain in private. The family that looks perfect from a distance may have struggles behind closed doors. Remember, everyone is carrying something. What you see is never the full story. In the end, comparison robs no one but yourself. It steals the joy of living your own life exactly as it is, with all its beauty and imperfection. When you let go of comparison, you make space for acceptance. You allow yourself to see your life not through the lens of what it lacks but through the lens of what it offers, and often you'll find that what it offers is more than enough. So the next time you feel the pang of comparison, pause. Take a breath. Reflect on what makes your life uniquely yours. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Be proud of the person you've become, not in relation to anyone else, but in relation to the challenges you've faced and overcome. Your life is yours alone, and that is more than enough reason to cherish it. The grass may always seem greener on the other side, but here's the secret: your grass is exactly as it needs to be. Water it, tend to it, and watch it bloom in its own time. In the end, that's all that truly matters. 4. Don't chase lost youth. Aging is a paradox. While our bodies slow down and show signs of wear, our hearts often cling to the vibrant energy of youth, longing for the days when we were faster, stronger, and perhaps freer. It's natural to feel this pull, but chasing the idea of lost youth is like trying to catch the wind, an impossible task that distracts us from the beauty of the present. The desire to reclaim youth often stems from fear of losing relevance, vitality, or the ability to make a difference. Society, with its obsession over youth and beauty, doesn't make this any easier. We are bombarded with messages that imply growing older is a flaw to be fixed, rather than a privilege to be embraced. This can leave us chasing an illusion, investing time, energy, and even money trying to turn back the clock. But the truth is, youth isn't a period of life to be retrieved, it's a state of mind to be redefined. The vigor of youth is not just about physical strength, it's about curiosity, joy, and a willingness to embrace life as it comes. These qualities are not bound by age. You can be 70 and still find wonder in the world, laugh until your belly hurts, or dance when no one is watching. Youth is not something you lose, it's something you carry forward, evolving with you as you grow. The challenge is letting go of the societal pressures and internal narratives that tell you your worth diminishes with age. Think about the countless ways your life has deepened and expanded since your younger years, the wisdom you've gained, the relationships you've nurtured, and the resilience you've built. These are treasures that come only with time, evidence of a life lived fully, not something to be traded for fleeting physical attributes. Instead of chasing lost youth, celebrate the unique stage of life you're in now. Your wrinkles are not marks of defeat, but of stories told, laughter shared, and tears shed. Your slower pace isn't a limitation, it's an invitation to savor moments more deeply. The freedom of your later years, the freedom from professional obligations, societal expectations, and the pressures of raising a family, is a gift. This is your time to rediscover passions, build new connections, and live on your terms. There's also immense strength in acknowledging the realities of aging. No one is invincible, and denying the natural changes in our bodies and minds only creates frustration. By embracing these changes, you open the door to self-compassion, passion, and gratitude. You may not run as fast as you once did, but you have the patience to walk through a garden and truly appreciate each bloom. You may not hear as sharply as before, but you've learned to listen with your heart. These shifts are not losses, they are transformations offering new ways to experience life. It's also important to avoid the trap of comparing yourself to younger generations. Watching younger people live with the energy and naivety of youth can be bittersweet, but their journey is not yours to envy. You've walked that path already, and now you have the opportunity to walk a different one, enriched by the lessons and love that only time can provide. Instead of longing for their vitality, take pride in your wisdom. Look forward to what you've achieved, a life of stories, experiences, and a legacy. What if we stopped viewing aging as something to resist and started seeing it as something to embrace? What if we allowed ourselves to revel in the authenticity that comes with no longer needing to impress, the confidence in knowing who we are, and the peace that comes from understanding what truly matters? These are the gifts of age, and they are far more valuable than the fleeting gifts of youth. Living fully in the present doesn't mean ignoring your body's needs. It's essential to care for yourself, staying active and healthy to enjoy the years ahead. But there's a difference between nurturing your body and waging war against time. Choose activities that make you feel alive, not younger. Exercise because it brings you joy and strength, not because you're trying to turn back the clock. Eat well because it fuels your energy, not because you're chasing an impossible image of your younger self. When you focus on what serves you now, you cultivate a life that is rich and fulfilling exactly as you are. Remember, life isn't about holding on to what was, but about embracing what is. Youth may fade, but its essence, the curiosity, joy, and love of living, can remain with you always if you choose to nurture it. The beauty of life isn't confined to any one age. It is in the growth, the change, and the endless capacity for love and connection that persists through every stage. So, let go of the chase. Let go of the longing for what no longer serves you. Celebrate the life you've built, the person you've become, and the journey that continues to unfold. Youth may be behind you, but a new kind of richness lies ahead, a richness born not of chasing, but of living. 5. Don't isolate yourself from others. As we age, it's easy to drift into isolation, whether by choice or circumstance. Perhaps mobility becomes a challenge, loved ones move away, or we convince ourselves that we no longer fit into the lives of others. Whatever the reason, the truth is isolation is one of the greatest threats to our well-being in later life. Human connection is not just a luxury, it is a necessity, one that sustains our emotional, mental, and even physical health. Loneliness, though often silent, can weigh heavily on the soul. It can make the days feel longer, the nights colder, and life itself less vibrant. Yet so many of us, out of pride, fear of being a burden, or the belief that it's too late to form new relationships, pull away from the world. But life is not meant to be lived in solitude. It's through our connections with family, friends, and even strangers that we find purpose, joy, and meaning. Reconnecting doesn't require grand gestures or dramatic changes. It begins with small steps. A phone call to a friend you haven't spoken to in years, a visit to a community center or library, or joining a local club or group that matches your interests. Maybe it's as simple as striking up a conversation with a neighbor or spending a little extra time chatting with the cashier at your local store. These small acts of reaching out can ripple into profound changes, turning strangers into friends and casual acquaintances into cherished companions. If family has become distant, don't let old misunderstandings or the busyness of life prevent you from reaching out. A simple, "How are you?" or "I was thinking of you," can open doors that seemed long closed. Even if they are far away, technology offers countless ways to stay connected. Video calls, text messages, or shared photos can bridge the miles and keep love alive. It's also never too late to create new bonds. Joining a senior activity group, volunteering at a local shelter, or attending community events can introduce you to people who share your passions and interests. Often, the most fulfilling connections come from shared experiences, whether it's painting a landscape in an art class or planting flowers in a community garden. Remember, relationships enrich both sides. Don't hesitate to share your wisdom, humor, and stories. You have so much to offer, and those who get to know you will be better for it. At the same time, allow yourself to be open to receiving support, companionship, and care. Isolation can feel like a protective cocoon, but it's a false shelter that shields us from the warmth of human interaction. When we step out of that cocoon, we rediscover that connection is what makes life meaningful. No one's life is too small, too quiet, or too simple to matter to someone else. By staying connected, we nourish not only our hearts but the hearts of those we touch. So don't isolate yourself. Let others into your world and step into theirs. In those moments of connection, whether it's a shared laugh, a heartfelt conversation, or a quiet moment of understanding, you'll find the essence of what it means to truly live. Living a fuller, happier life after 65. As we journey through life, it's easy to be drawn into the weight of expectations of who we should be, what we should achieve, or how we should measure up. But the gift of growing older is the clarity to see what truly matters. Life is not a checklist of accomplishments or comparisons, but a tapestry woven with moments of love, connection, and meaning. Letting go of what no longer serves us, whether it's regret for the past, obsession with wealth, comparison with others, or the futile chase of youth, frees us to live fully in the present. It allows us to see each day as a precious gift, each moment as an opportunity to embrace joy and gratitude. This is the essence of a life well lived, not one free from challenges, but one where we rise above them to find peace and purpose. In this stage of life, we are not defined by our age but by how we choose to engage with the world. We can cultivate relationships, nurture our health, and seek out experiences that fill our hearts. We can leave behind a legacy not of material wealth but of love, kindness, and the wisdom to inspire those who come after us. Imagine the final chapter of your story, one written not in fear or longing, but in courage and contentment. A chapter where you find beauty in simplicity, where you let go of old burdens, and instead hold on to what truly matters, the people you love, the memories you cherish, and the moments that make your soul feel alive. The sunset of life is no less beautiful than its sunrise. It carries a warmth and depth that only time can bring. Embrace it fully, and you will discover that life's greatest treasures are not behind you or out of reach. They are here now, in the richness of this very moment. Choose to live it well. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with your thoughts. If not, feel free to comment with zero. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.